Hey y'all, today we are going to make old-fashioned chocolate no-bake cookies. I always start by measuring out all of my ingredients first so that I don't get distracted and do the wrong thing. So this is a doubled recipe. I'm going to do 6 cups of old-fashioned oats. You can also use quick oats, but they'll be a little bit drier and not as chewy. I do 6 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I usually use Hershey's cocoa powder, but for these I'm going to do 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder and then 2 tablespoons of Guittard Cocoa Rouge, which is a little bit darker, and it's a Dutch process cocoa powder. I'm going to get a cup of peanut butter. I always use name brand peanut butter because in my opinion it does make a difference. So I add vanilla just until my heart's content. I'm pretty sure it calls for 2 teaspoons. Here's all my ingredients measured out. And it also is a good thing if you want to add Mexican vanilla instead of regular or imitation vanilla. Remember, this is my doubled recipe. This is 2 sticks of butter. So 1 cup of butter, 1 cup of whole milk. You're going to dump it in a big saucepan that has room to boil with 4 cups of sugar. Once it's all in there, you're going to stir it around to dissolve the sugar in the liquid using something that is heat proof, like a silicone spatula like you see that I have here. So you're going to stir it around while you're heating it up on about a medium-high heat, and make sure you're scraping the bottom and the sides so that nothing burns or sticks to the edges of the pan. This is going to take a good amount of time, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, depending on if you've doubled the recipe. The old recipes, the old-fashioned ones, used to just tell you the amount of time to boil it, but when you double a recipe, it's not specific enough, so I do it to temperature. So you're going to need to get an instant read thermometer. I use a digital one that I got on Amazon. It's pretty inexpensive, about $10, and it has a light on it, so it's easier to read, and it needs to be able to handle high temperatures. So here you see me turning it on. I'm going to stick it in there with my left hand, and I'm going to stir with my right hand. As it starts to get ready to boil, you can see the temperature's getting up there. It's starting to boil around. You want it to be on a rolling boil and get to the temperature of about 233. It's just under softball stage. This is going to be sure that your cookies are not too dry or crumbly, that they're still moist, but hot enough that they stay together once you scoop them out. This next part is sped up, obviously, and you can see I got it up to about 233, and then I quickly dump in all the other ingredients, the oats, the cocoa powder, the peanut butter, and the vanilla, and you're going to stir it in as quickly as you can. Oops, I got some on the handle there. Anyways, you're going to stir it in as quickly as you can so that you cook the oats while the mixture is still hot. Make sure that you stir it really thoroughly though, because otherwise you're going to have clumps of peanut butter that didn't quite melt. You're trying to melt the peanut butter and cook the oats a little bit while you do this. Once you've got that all mixed up, you're going to use a cookie scoop. I use a trigger-loaded cookie scoop. It's 3 tablespoons. And I scoop it out, scraping it up against the side of the pan, and then I pat it around till it's in a little circle so it doesn't look like a big pile of poop. Here's a hyperlapse of it. This double recipe makes 32 cookies in this size. Enjoy!